Welcome back to Ekrits and Lies, where the most tantalizing tales await your eager ears. Make sure to subscribe, ensuring you're always on the edge of your seat with our latest tales. My name is Mason. At 25, I find myself immersed in the world of code, navigating the intricate labyrinth of a small tech company nestled just beyond the city's bustling edge. From the moment we met in college, Ryan and I forged a bond that has withstood the test of time, our friendship growing deeper with each passing year. Today's tale unfolds the gripping events of an unforeseen day that irrevocably altered the course of my life, and that of his family. For years, Ryan and I have shared a bond, yet my heart has always been inexplicably tethered to his mother, Vivian. Her warmth and energy radiate in a way that draws you in, leaving you utterly captivated. Each time I stepped through the door, our conversations would draw me in, often captivating me more than my exchanges with Ryan ever could. Her laughter dances through the air, effortlessly responding to my jokes, and in that moment, her beauty shines like a beacon. Her presence was undeniably magnetic, a force that pulled me in and held my attention captive. On a rare day of freedom, I felt a surge of excitement as I plotted a surprise visit to Ryan. I brushed it off, letting it slip into the shadows of my mind. I snatched my keys and sped off, the decision to go unannounced fueling my adrenaline. I envisioned an exhilarating, unexpected reunion. As I stepped onto the porch, the air thick with anticipation, I found the house silent. Ryan was nowhere to be found, but when Vivian swung the door open, her eyes widened in shock at my unexpected arrival. With a warm smile, she welcomed me, her soft laughter echoing as she beckoned me to step inside. "Well, this is a surprise," she said, her signature smile lighting up the room. "Ryan failed to mention your arrival." A smile crept across my face as I instinctively rubbed the back of my neck, a gesture that spoke of both nervousness and anticipation. With a spark of mischief in my heart, I declared my intention to surprise him. With a burst of laughter, she gracefully stepped aside. "Though he may be absent for now, you are more than welcome to linger here until his return." In an instant, a torrential rainstorm unleashed its fury, drenching everything in its path and turning the world outside into an impenetrable deluge, making escape feel nearly impossible. Vivian's gaze drifted to the window, her eyebrow arching in curiosity before she turned back to face me. "You're definitely not going anywhere in this weather," she said, her smile growing ever wider, a glint of mischief in her eyes. "It seems your time here is destined to stretch on a bit further." I nodded, a thrill of satisfaction coursing through me at the chance to linger a little longer. She guided me into the living room, a space that seemed to pulse with unspoken stories, and we found our places amidst the shadows and light. The rain drummed softly against the window, weaving a tapestry of intimacy around us as we sat, lost in conversation. With each passing moment, her presence enveloped me, drawing me in deeper, igniting a spark of admiration that I could no longer ignore. As the rain lashed against the windows, Vivian extended a steaming cup of tea, its warmth promising comfort amidst the storm. In the warmth of the cozy living room, we delved into conversations that danced between work and life, with whispers of Ryan weaving through our words. Her laughter danced through the air, a gentle melody that wrapped around me like a warm embrace, pulling me into a world where I felt undeniably at home. Every so often, our eyes would lock, holding a moment longer than expected, and I could feel that electric spark igniting between us. As we conversed, she reclined in her chair, effortlessly crossing her legs, an air of intrigue surrounding her every move. Her posture exuded a captivating blend of grace and confidence that drew my attention irresistibly. At 50, she possessed an ageless quality that captivated all who crossed her path. Her energy radiated like the first light of dawn, and her smile held a spark that ignited something deep within me. I was utterly captivated, drawn into her vibrant world. I attempted to conceal my secret, but I sensed she was aware, her eyes sparkling with mischief every time our gazes met. "So, Mason," she said, a playful smirk dancing on her lips, interrupting the swirl of my thoughts. "You seem awfully quiet tonight. Is there a thought that lingers in your mind?" Surprised and unprepared, I fumbled my words, a nervous laugh escaping my lips. I never imagined I would find myself in this moment, facing the reality of it all. Only the two of us. She tilted her head, her gaze smoldering with warmth and playful mischief. "Well, it's a delightful surprise," she murmured, her voice barely above a whisper. Ryan rarely finds himself in the company of others these days, and the presence of companionship feels like a welcome reprieve. Though her words flowed effortlessly, the warmth in her tone sent a thrill racing through my veins. As we delved deeper into our exchange, the atmosphere shifted, and the conversation took on a more intimate tone. She wove tales of her youth, recounting the dreams that once ignited her spirit and the profound transformations that had shaped her life through the years. I was utterly captivated, clinging to each word as if my very existence depended on it. As the hours dragged on, the storm outside raged with increasing ferocity, relentless and unyielding in its fury. Vivian's eyes flicked to the clock, then returned to me, a contemplative smile playing on her lips. "It seems the storm is here to stay," she murmured, her gaze fixed on the darkening sky. "The rain is pouring relentlessly outside, each drop a drumbeat against the window, creating a symphony of nature's fury." I nodded, my gaze drifting to the window where the torrential rain lashed against the glass. "I don't think I'll be able to make it home tonight," she nodded, her voice a gentle whisper of understanding. "Feel free to make yourself at home here if you wish. Ryan's room lies just down the hall, shrouded in an air of mystery." A smile crept across my face, a mix of gratitude and an exhilarating thrill simmering just beneath the surface. "Thank you, Vivian. Your help would mean the world to me." She vanished for a heartbeat, only to reemerge with a stack of extra blankets, which she draped over the couch beside me, their warmth promising comfort in the chill of the room. As our hands brushed during the exchange, a wave of warmth coursed through me, compelling me to lift my gaze and meet her eyes. She locked her eyes onto mine, her expression warm and welcoming, and for an instant, the world around us dissolved into nothingness. "You know," she murmured, her voice barely above a whisper, "I've always found you to be quite the charming young man. And now that you're here, it's truly been delightful to share this moment, just the two of us." My heart pounded in my chest. "I feel the same way, Vivian," I responded, my voice steady yet filled with an unspoken weight. The air between us crackled with unvoiced emotions, heavy and electric. Her gaze locked onto mine, a silent inquiry swirling in her depths, and with a deliberate slowness, she edged nearer. Her warmth enveloped me, the delicate fragrance of her perfume weaving a spell that lingered in the air around us. In that instant, I realized this was a memory that would be etched in my mind forever. She locked her gaze with mine for a heartbeat longer, and in that fleeting moment, I glimpsed the flicker of warmth dancing in her eyes. Then, without breaking eye contact, she leaned in closer, her fingers gently brushing a loose strand of hair from my forehead, lingering in a way that sent a shiver down my spine. My breath hitched as her touch ignited a spark within me, and I instinctively leaned into her hand, drawn by an undeniable force. "Mason," she breathed, her voice barely a whisper, laden with longing. "You truly are remarkable." The words hung heavy in the air, and in that instant, I felt an irresistible surge within me. Her skin radiated warmth, a softness that invited closeness, and she remained right there, unflinching. Instead, she leaned in, her lips parting just enough to beckon me closer, a silent invitation that hung in the air between us. My heart pounded in my chest as I leaned in, brushing my lips against hers with a hesitant touch, a spark of anticipation igniting between us. Her kiss was tender and warm, a soft caress that lingered, while her hand rested gently on my cheek, igniting a spark that sent shivers down my spine. We lingered in silence, and as our gazes locked once more, an unspoken understanding surged between us, fierce and undeniable. I drew her into my embrace, our kiss deepening with an intensity that had simmered beneath the surface all evening long. She breathed a gentle sigh against my lips, her fingers weaving into the hair at the nape of my neck, drawing me closer as if she had been yearning for this moment just as much. Her touch ignited a spark within me, and I found myself drawn to the curve of her waist, my fingers gliding over her skin, savoring the warmth that radiated from her. With deliberate slowness, she withdrew, her eyes sparkling with a mischievous light. "You know," she whispered, her voice barely above a breath, "I never thought this would happen. But now, well, I guess we both know where this is going." A smile crept across my face as I nodded in agreement. Relief washes over me, a quiet satisfaction settling in my chest. The rain lashed against the windows, a relentless torrent, while within the walls, a cocoon of warmth enveloped everything, creating an intimate refuge from the storm outside. She sank into the couch, drawing me in with an irresistible pull, and I enveloped her in my arms, holding her tightly against me. Her touch sent shivers down my spine as we drew closer. When our lips met again, time seemed to stand still, every fear, every doubt melting away in that instant. Her hands trembled slightly as they found mine, conveying years of unspoken feelings in that single touch. The vulnerability in her eyes told me this moment meant just as much to her. Her fingers glided down my arms, a feather-light caress that sent shivers through me, and I found myself unable to suppress the smile that blossomed against her lips. Her gaze locked onto mine, radiating warmth that enveloped me. Her fingers lingered against my chest, sensing the rapid beat of my heart beneath her delicate touch. I bent low, pressing my lips to her neck, savoring the moment as I sensed her shiver in response to my touch. Every heartbeat stretched into eternity as I surrendered to the warmth of her embrace, our souls entwined while the rain cascaded relentlessly outside. With a gentle sigh, she arched her back, allowing my hand to glide effortlessly to the curve of her waist, where it felt as if we were meant to connect. Emboldened by her reaction, I allowed my hand to glide gently, following the curve of her back, savoring the warmth that radiated through the delicate fabric of her sweater. She released a soft murmur, her hand settling on my shoulder, drawing me nearer. Her warmth wrapped around me, and the sensation was utterly magnetic. As I moved closer, I could feel the warmth of her presence. She didn't pull away. Instead, she held my gaze, her breath hitching slightly as the space between us disappeared. I leaned in closer, feeling the tension build between us as her breath quickened in response. My hand hesitated near hers, our fingers brushing lightly. A silent understanding passed between us, and suddenly, the world outside no longer mattered. I was overwhelmed with an insatiable urge to delve deeper into her essence. Our eyes met, and in that moment, an unspoken bond formed between us. I leaned in once more, our lips meeting in a passionate embrace, each second stretching into eternity as I savored the warmth of her presence. As my hand rested lightly at her waist, I could feel the rapid flutter of her pulse. The way she leaned into me spoke louder than words ever could as I drew her in, a sense of peace enveloping us both. Each touch now resonated with an undeniable intimacy, weaving a deeper connection between them. Her gaze met mine, a flicker of warmth igniting between us, brimming with unspoken emotions that danced just beyond our reach. With a gentle smile, she sank into the couch, drawing my hand to her shoulder, her fingers intertwining with mine. I allowed my other hand to glide down her leg, the warmth radiating beneath my palm as I caressed her thigh. The air around us crackled with an undeniable tension, each kiss lingering like a sweet secret, as if time itself had paused. With every brush of our lips, the world faded away, leaving only the intoxicating warmth of her presence enveloping me, pulling me deeper into a spellbound embrace. As we separated, gasping for air and disoriented, the world beyond had shifted into something unrecognizable. The rain fell relentlessly, creating a heavy atmosphere that enveloped us in our own secluded realm. The warmth of her cheeks was palpable, and her lips shimmered from our passionate kisses, kindling an intense fire of longing deep inside me. A surge of raw emotion coursed through me, an undeniable bond that pulled me toward her, compelling me to delve deeper into the unknown. "Perhaps we should find a more comfortable spot," she proposed, her voice a sultry whisper, tinged with playful intrigue. A thrill coursed through me, and I could only nod as with a silent understanding. We left the living room behind. The house was quiet, except for the rain outside, and the unspoken promise hanging between us, bathed in the gentle embrace of a lamp's warm light. The room was elegantly adorned, yet it was her very essence that ignited its spirit. She turned to face me, the air between us charged with unspoken possibilities. The soft click of the door closing felt like the beginning of something new. The echo pierced the stillness, amplifying the tension in the air. I edged nearer, irresistibly pulled to her, as if caught in the hypnotic glow of a flickering fire. My heart thundered in my chest as she moved closer, each step drawing her nearer to me. I reached for her hand, our fingers weaving together, the warmth of her skin igniting a spark that coursed through my veins. With a subtle yet deliberate tug, I drew her nearer, my other hand gliding over her waist, savoring the warmth and softness of her body pressed against mine. Her gaze met mine, a flicker of desire and mischief dancing in her eyes, and in that moment, my resolve crumbled. I leaned down, sealing our connection with another kiss, lost in the intensity of the moment. The kiss intensified, a desperate urgency igniting as I drew her closer, our bodies melding together in perfect harmony. Her warmth enveloped me, each kiss igniting electric waves that surged through my veins. Her hands glided over my arms, mapping the contours of my muscles before weaving into my hair, drawing me nearer and compelling me to delve deeper. As I pulled away from the kiss, my gaze locked onto hers, where I could see the fiery reflection of the heat and passion we had unleashed within one another. As I pressed my forehead against hers, a rush of exhilaration coursed through me, mingling with a profound sense of vulnerability that made the moment feel electric. "Do you truly believe in this choice?" I whispered, my voice a fragile wisp in the stillness. Her response was a gentle smile, a silent promise, as her gaze intertwined with mine, holding me captive in that moment. "I've never been more sure of anything," she replied, her voice unwavering, radiating warmth that enveloped the air around them. With that affirmation, I leaned down once more, sealing my lips against hers. This time, I took a step back, my hands softly ushering her onto the bed, the air thick with anticipation. The mattress enveloped her in a cocoon of softness, drawing her in while I loomed above, the tension crackling in the atmosphere like a storm about to break. I lingered, allowing my lips to glide along her neck, planting gentle kisses on her collarbone, relishing each heartbeat as I sensed her body tremble under my caress. Her fingers glided over my back, a silent invitation that propelled me deeper into the exploration of her body, relishing each gasp and sigh that slipped from her lips like a sweet melody. I halted, my gaze fixed on her, the world around us fading into a blur. Her gaze, brimming with yearning and faith, left me utterly speechless. I leaned in closer, our bodies intertwining seamlessly as I pressed against her, the air thick with anticipation. My hand grazed her thigh, a gentle yet commanding touch that ignited a shiver between us. As the relentless rain pounded against the window, I found myself enveloped in her presence, the chaos of the world outside dissolving into nothingness. I surged forward, driven by the electric bond that tethered us together. Each kiss, each touch delving into the profound depths of our desires. In that moment, nothing else existed, just the two of us, lost in a connection that words could never fully capture. The night unfolded, a tapestry woven with hushed laughter and breathless sighs, as we surrendered entirely to one another. The lines of our friendship faded away, giving rise to a connection that was profound, untamed, and breathtakingly beautiful. Never had I envisioned that a night could unravel in such a way. Every heartbeat drew us nearer, enveloping us in an ocean of closeness. As fatigue settled in, I found myself lying beside her, my arm enveloping her shoulders in a protective embrace. We were both breathless, our gasps intertwining as we absorbed the intensity of what had just transpired between us. Her fingers danced delicately across my chest, igniting a fire within me. I leaned down, pressing my lips to her forehead, cherishing the intoxicating warmth of her body pressed against mine. Tonight was nothing short of extraordinary, I whispered, my heart brimming with a whirlwind of emotions I struggled to define. She pivoted in my direction, a gentle smile illuminating her face. It truly was, she replied, her eyes glinting with satisfaction and a touch of mischief. A sense of comfort began to wash over me, and I realized I might just embrace this new reality. As we surrendered to the embrace of sleep, the rain outside softened to a gentle whisper, yet within us, our hearts beat as one, irrevocably transformed by the unforeseen fire of this night of desire. In that moment, a spark ignited within me, signaling the dawn of an extraordinary journey, one intricately laced with longing, camaraderie, and the exhilarating promise of love, yet to unfold. We lay entwined in each other's arms, enveloped in the warm embrace of our shared desire, savoring the lingering echoes of our passion. As the dust settled, the world outside began to awaken from its slumber, inching back toward a semblance of normalcy. The rain had eased, its gentle patter against the window weaving a soothing backdrop to our hushed conversations and soft laughter, enveloping us in a cocoon of warmth and intimacy. As I teetered on the edge of slumber, the sudden piercing ring of the doorbell sliced through the stillness, yanking me back to reality. I stood still, my heart pounding in my chest as I stole a glance at her. Her eyes widened, a tempest of surprise and panic swirling within them. The weight of the moment bore down upon us, an undeniable force that shattered any illusions we held. Her son, my friend, had returned home. Could that be him? She started, her voice a fragile whisper that seemed to hang in the air, laden with secrets. Indeed, it's him, I responded, my thoughts swirling in a tempest. We hurriedly fought to regain our composure, but the desperate shuffling of sheets and clothing only deepened the turmoil around us. The doorbell rang once more, its insistent chime sending a jolt through my veins, quickening my pulse with a sense of foreboding. Quick, hide, she urged, her eyes wide with urgency, a sense of impending danger hanging in the air. My eyes darted around the room, a frantic quest for an escape route consuming my thoughts. In a heartbeat, I plunged into the closet, my back flattening against the cold, unforgiving wall. My heart thundered in my ears. I held my breath, every nerve in my body taut as I strained to catch the faintest sound from beyond the bedroom door. Mom, are you here? My friend's voice pierced the silence, reverberating through the shadows of the house. I knew I'd discover you in this place, he murmured, his voice laced with a mix of surprise and certainty. As she swung the door to the living room wide, a transformation washed over her. The flustered girl vanished, replaced by a figure of calm resolve. Ice, I'm here. I caught a glimpse of her through the narrow crack of the closet door, standing resolute, her face a mask of inscrutability. In that charged atmosphere, her poise was nothing short of mesmerizing. Did you get caught in the storm? He asked, stepping inside, oblivious to the heavy tension that hung in the air of the house. I held my breath, yearning to glimpse his expression, pondering the depths of his awareness. Just a little shower, she replied, her voice trembling slightly, a flicker of unease breaking through her facade. But I'm fine. What was the tale of your day? It was remarkable. I was yearning for the chance to spend some time together. I brought some snacks from the store, he declared, a bright smile lighting up his face. A smirk crept onto my lips, a flicker of amusement igniting within me as I contrasted the mundane nature of his words with the raw intensity of the chaos that had just unfolded. Of course. Just give me a moment, she said, her eyes flickering toward the bedroom door, an instinctive awareness of my presence lingering in the air. My heart raced as I held my breath, anticipation coursing through me, eager to uncover what would unfold next. Would she dare to invite him in? Would he detect the lurking shadows of doubt? All right, I'll be right there, she said, her voice trailing off as she turned away from the door and made her way back to me. Her eyes sparkled with an unwavering resolve, a fierce determination that refused to let this moment slip through her fingers. Hurry, get dressed, she urged, her voice a frantic whisper, her heart pounding in sync with mine. I hurriedly slipped into my clothes, battling the whirlwind of frantic thoughts that threatened to consume me. The faint rustle of bags echoed through the living room, a telltale sign of my friend's restless search, each movement steeped in anticipation. Could he possibly be aware? I whispered, a tremor of panic threading through my voice. No, he can't, she replied, biting her lip, her face a canvas of excitement and fear. Simply behave as if everything is perfectly ordinary. We will find a way. With a final, lingering look exchanged between us, we steeled ourselves for the inevitable plunge back into reality. I emerged from the shadows of the closet, my heart racing wildly, and entered the living room just as my friend spun around, a broad grin lighting up his face. At last you've arrived. It crossed my mind that you might be avoiding me, lurking in the shadows. His laughter rang out, a stark contrast to the electric tension that crackled around him, unnoticed and unacknowledged. As she replied smoothly, a glance shot my way that conveyed 1,000 unspoken words, hinting at secrets yet to unfold. As the evening deepened, laughter echoed through the room, a vibrant facade that concealed the tension and unvoiced thoughts lingering in the air between us. My heart pounded fiercely, the echoes of our fervent connection haunting the corners of my thoughts. In that fleeting moment, enveloped by the warmth of connection and the exhilarating aftermath of what had just transpired, I found myself teetering on the edge of a delicate balance between friendship and burgeoning emotions. One truth resonated within me, undeniable and clear. What lay ahead was the dawn of a tangled, exquisite tale that neither of us could have foreseen.